Shalom, this is GMS HollandSitdowns coming back with a lesson. First off and foremost, I would like to give all praises, glory, and the highest honor to Yahweh Basham Yahushai Basham Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostle, great millstone, peace and salutations to the elect out there that's spreading this word of sincerity and truth all over the four corners of the earth. God, saw this quote a brother posted, from Marcus Aurelius. It says, "Don't be ashamed to need help. Like a soldier storming a wall, you have a mission to accomplish. And if you've been wounded and you need a comrade to pull you up, so what?" You see? So in order to accomplish your goal, the help of others is much well needed, man. Okay, especially in this truth. Okay, like the scriptures speak about how we have become companions. We all going through the same stuff. We all going through the same things, man. So to be among like-minded men that understand what you're going through is a beautiful thing, man. Okay. Now the brother added the scripture, Romans 15:1. As a matter of fact, let me just go there. Romans 15:1. We then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak and not to please ourselves. Exactly. So bearing someone's infirmities and really goes into what Galatians chapter 6 is going into. Which I'm gonna grab also. Galatians chapter 6 is that, things that the brother goes through, you gotta take it upon yourselves as if you are going through it, man. You gotta take it upon yourself as if you are the person that is going through this hell. Okay? Now how do you do that? You meditate upon how you can help the brother, man. You meditate upon, how the brother is feeling and, what he's dealing with. Okay? Think about solutions. Think about possible outcomes. Help him out. Think with him. You see? But if we only please ourselves, then we be like, you have a mentality like, hey, it's not my problem, I'm not hurt. You see? I'm not wounded. Like, the quote of Marcus Aurelius states, a man that is wounded, he needs help. Okay, but if you have the mentality like, well, I'm not wounded, so why should I help him? Why should I spend my time helping him? You see? But what does the scripture say? We ought to bear the infirmities of the weak. We got to help them, guide them, instruct them in righteousness. Give them, hand them our experience and how we, used to deal with similar situations like this, or how we heard that brothers dealt with similar situations. Because it doesn't mean that brothers that have been in this truth longer been through all the things that you're gonna go through. Everything is similar, but not everything is the same. Now what I mean by that is that the feeling and the afflictions and the pain that you get is similar, but the situation might be different, man. You see? The situation might be different. Here it is, our brother's whole family is being broken up. His household. But then another brother, his household stays intact, but his parents don't want to deal with him no more. You see? It's similar, but it's not the same. So, you go through things and you learn off of it, and you're supposed to help other brothers with that experience that you have gained. You're supposed to help them out, man. Okay, reading it again. Romans 15:1. We then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak and not to please ourselves. Now, we that are strong, how is it that at a certain point you become strong? It's like this tiger claw kung fu art. Okay, the tiger claw kung fu art. I always give this example, man. What they do is, instead of fists, they use You know, they form their hand into a claw. You know, the fingertips supposed to represent the nails of the tiger. And what they do is they strike their fingertips against the wall. They basically break their fingertips. Okay, then they let them heal, and then they break them again, over and over again. Because what does that do to the fingertips? It makes them stronger. So how do you become strong? If you have been broken every now and then, man. If you have been broken a couple of times, that's what makes you strong. Okay? Because you're still standing. That's why Yahushua said, Yahushua said this. Matthew chapter 24 verse 13. And he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Because what did you do to endure and to still be standing until the latter days? You became strong, man. Because when you go into the word endure, I don't know if it says it here in the Greek. It says to endure, bear bravely and calmly ill treatments. You got to go into the etymology. Okay, when we go into the word endure. Okay, the word endure. It says to undergo or suffer. So when you endure, you're going through sufferings, man. Okay? Especially without breaking. Because if you break, you didn't endure it. You see? You didn't go through it until the end. Because you broke. Now it says from Old French, endurant, make hard, harden, bear, tolerate, keep up, maintain. From Latin, indurare, make hard. Okay, coming from the Spanish word duro, which means hard. Okay, to become hard. So when you go through all these sufferings and pains, you become strong, you become hard. Now going through these sufferings and pains and becoming hard does not only help you for the up and coming afflictions, but it helps your brothers also, man. Because you're supposed to bear the infirmities of the weak. Okay? Verse 2. Let every one of us please his neighbor for his good to edification. Verse 3. For even Yahushua pleased not himself, but as it is written, the reproaches of him that reproached thee fell on me. You see? So Yahushua took the hits. Yahushua took the hits, man. The reproaches that came towards the disciples, he took it upon himself. That's why in Luke it also says, let me grab it. Luke chapter 10, verse 16. He that heareth you, heareth me. And he that despiseth you, despiseth me. And he that despiseth me, despiseth him that sent me. So when there's trouble in the camp, people coming up to the camp, there's trouble out there. Guess what, man? The brothers that are in a higher position, meaning higher rankings, you know, the order that is set up in the camp, they will step up to the plate, man. What is the problem? You know, because now we split into four. Four. Yeah, we split into 4 camps. If there's anything going on in one of these camps, the one that is in charge needs to take the hits, man. Take the reproaches or whatever, man. If cops pull up, the one that is, I don't want to say leadership position, but the one that is the top has to communicate with the cops, man. That's how it goes. Taking the hits, you know, standing up for one another, being there for one another, man. Yahushua gave us the example. You see? Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9. 2 are better than 1, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he had not another to help him up. You see? That's why it's important to always be there for each other, man. Communicate with each other. Okay? Like the scripture says, be among like-minded men, who will sorrow with thee when thou shalt miscarry. You see, you got to be amongst men that understand what you're going through. You got to be amongst men that see like, hey, this man is suffering and he's in need of things, man. And I know exactly this suffering because I've been through it myself, but in a different fashion. You see? So you always got to communicate with each other so that the other brother knows what you're going through. Now, I always give this example. It's not really an example. I always give this head up. Like, watch it, man. Because some brothers tend not to communicate about their problems. And then you as a brother might be like, yeah, but he never said it. But did you ever ask him? Did you ever ask him how he's doing? Did you ever ask him if he needs help with one thing or another? Did you ever show him that you are willing to, back him up in whatever situation he's in, or give him some advice? Did you ever show him? There's two sides to the story, man. Okay? The one has to communicate, and the other one has to ask. You see? So a good brother hits up another brother and asks him how he's doing, man. Check him out. Are you doing good? You need help with anything? Okay? That's the type of personalities that we're supposed to have within this truth, man. We cannot be self-centered. We need to check whether brothers that we care about a lot, are holding up, man. We have to check whether they are holding up. Because if you're not doing that, you're self-centered. The brothers is getting wounded in the battlefield, and you just keep going on, man, without taking care of them and go across the finish line altogether. Galatians. Like I said, Galatians, man. Galatians 6, verse 2. Bear ye one another's burden, and so fulfill the law of Yahushua. So a burden, what is a burden? A load, a weight. If a brother has weight upon his shoulders, what do? What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to take that weight and put it upon your shoulders also, man. Doesn't mean that you got to do it for him, but you got to help him out, figuring out a solution for his problem, man. You can't tell him like, hey, good luck with that burden, man. You'll figure it out. It's like a flat tire. Okay? Would you help yourself if you have a flat tire? The answer is yes. Would you help yourself if you had a flat tire? The answer is yes. So, if a brother has a flat tire, you're supposed to help him like you are there with your own car, man, alongside of the road. You're supposed to help him, man. Because if you was in the same predicament, if you had a flat tire, you wouldn't go nowhere until that tire is fixed, or if you put on until you put on the spare tire, man. Now this, you got to put in perspective in a lot of other things and topics, man. Do the best thing you can one for another, and be there one for another. Support one another, because we have become companions, like it says in Hebrews 10 and 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, partly whilst ye made a gazing stock both by Aslakia. Verse 32. But call to remembrance the former days, in which after you were illuminated, you endured the great fight of afflictions. So the word illuminated goes into being enlightened. So after we came into this truth, because the light is the truth, we went through a lot of afflictions, man. We got a lot of hell. So, after coming into this truth, the afflictions come with it, man. That's just part of this truth. Like the scripture in 1 Thessalonians 3:3 says, we are appointed unto these afflictions, man. They belong unto us. Us walking in this truth, these afflictions belong unto us. Okay? Verse 32. No, verse 33. It says, partly whilst ye made a gazing stock both by reproaches and afflictions. So we are being looked upon, man, by people that don't agree. They reproach us. They render out our name for evil, for Yahweh Shemiah Shai's name's sake. You see? So we are being made a gazing stock. And partly, well, she became companions of them that were so used. So not only are we being looked upon as a negative part of it, but we endure it, we suffer it, but we also see who is going through the same thing. We also witness who is going through these same sufferings, man. And you become friends, you become brothers, man. Companions, brothers in arms, right? Because we're in the battlefield. So the quote of Marcus Aurelius is spot on, you know? Don't be afraid to ask, man. Don't be afraid to ask, because there's brothers all around you that are commanded to do what they're supposed to do. You know, they are commanded to stretch out their hand to help you, man. They are commanded to do that. So yeah, man, with that, I want to give all praises, glory, and the highest honor to Yahweh, Bashem Yahshai, Bashem Kakadash, Shalom to the elect.